Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Naina, Bhuvneshwari, Mohammed. Good morning, Manoj. So, how are we all doing this morning? Sleepy? Good? Lovely. Had your tea, coffee, everyone? Good morning, Shabir. Okay, so while participants are still joining, may I have some hands up to recite the story or storytelling? So, let's begin our day with storytelling. So, raise your hands. We'll start in a few minutes because as of now, we just have 25 odd people. Thank you, Bhuvneshwari. Others? Manoj will do revision. So, that time you can definitely ask questions, any specific questions if you have. Yeah, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you, Diljit, Nishant. Good morning, Anish. Good morning, Abhishek. Okay, I think though we have less number of participants, it's time we start. Otherwise, we won't be able to get going with our schedule. I'm very well, Sairam. Thank you for asking. How are you? Good morning, Bharat. So let's quickly get started. So, Bhuvneshwari, I'm inviting you to, and you can tell your story to us. Hi, can you hear us? Bhuvneshwari, all the very best, Sairam. Okay, Bhuvneshwari, you may try after some time. Daljit, inviting you. Others, please start raising your hands. I only see two hands raised as of now. Hello.
Am I audible?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, hello. Audible, ma'am? Okay.
Yes.
Good morning, first of all of you. My name is Daljit, and my new place is Himachal Pradesh. First of all, I want to thank you, Dipti, and Reliable to give a kickstart to our career. I have selected is a trip to Himalayas. Usually, it happens when it's vacation. I hope you all have in childhood days. You all have nature in which you have made the diagram fountains with the waterfall, have a small house, a beautiful sun rising, and beside that there are three birds which are flying. Right. So I have belongs to the place in this scene is I have seen all this scene in the real life. Two summer vacations to my house in Himachal. I was very pleased. I wait all the year when summer vacations will come because my childhood is out of the Himachal because my father he was in the army. Just because of that, I have spent out of the Himachal, like in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka. I have covered maximum states in Himachal. So when it comes to for the Himalayas, the peace of mind I get here, there is no comparison. I get that peace anywhere in the India or in the world. There is many things told about Himachal, like the place where I live of Lord Shiva, known as the second highest peak of. There's lots several tourist places here, so there's lots of things. Sorry, I can't cover all of these things. Whenever you will come here, I will pick you all the tourist place. I will cover all the things. Thanks, Dipti, Thanks. And sorry if my voice is echo because I'm inside my car. So sorry if my voice is echo.
Yeah. No problem. No
Thank you,
problem.
Dipti.
Thank you very much, Daljit. Yeah, that was a nice virtual tour to Himachal. Thank you very much. Okay, Nishant, Most welcome. Nishant, are you there? Uh, Mohammed, Shanawaz, all you need to do is raise your hand. Okay, Nishant, inviting you. Bhuvneshwari, no, I could hear the background noise, but I couldn't hear you. Good morning, Abhilasha. Morning, Shantanu. I'm fine. So let's invite Nishant. Meanwhile, others, please raise your hands if you want to practice storytelling.
Hello, am I audible, ma'am? Ma'am, myself Nishant Sharma, and basically I am from Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh, but currently residing in Indore for a job purpose. Actually, I'm telling a story regarding losing of friends. So it's all about last year in month of August. We decided to go to Udaipur, and we are a friend of four people. Like we have a circle of four people in group, and we planned the trip to Udaipur, and we booked the tickets to Udaipur. That is a train tickets we have had. So at that time, two friends were reached at the railway station in Indore because we had a train from Indore to Udaipur. So the way is in Ujjain also. So I was in Indore, so me and my other friend is also reached at the station, but two friends were not able to reach at the destination. So that's why we lost the train. Like we were not able to catch the train. And after that, we planned to go to Ujjain because the train route was from Ujjain to Udaipur also. So we thought we will catch the train from Ujjain and we'll go Udaipur. So we booked a car and we went to Ujjain. And the car which we had is was my friend's car. So I told them I will drop the car to my friend's house and then I will come to station to go with you at Udaipur. But in between of dropping the car and to catch the station, I missed I missed the train and hello.
Yes, we can hear
So
you.
I missed it. Yes, yes. Sorry, I got a call. So that's why. So after that, I missed the train, and all of my three friends were went to Udaipur, like they were in trains, and I am out of the train. So I told him that you need to go down from the train to other station, and we'll go together to Udaipur. So they told me like you need to come, you can come from train as you need to come by bus because as we are already in a train, so you will come by bus. So I told them that I will not come by bus because we have planned to go together and we will be enjoying if we go together. But they were like, no, we will go and will enjoy in Udaipur. So I told that I will not come by bus because we are friends and like we will go together. It will help us or like it will make more enjoyable moments with together. So that's how I told him now I will not come by bus. So that's how I lost all my friends because I don't think that it was a cool thing. We are in friends and we can go together, that will make more bond because it's not the part of the destination, it's about the journey what we get.
All right. Fair enough, Nishant. So Dushyant, of course, it is between you friends, and I cannot comment anything. But yes, a couple of things that I want you to work on is first, have clarity when you tell a story. Okay, if need be, put timelines. For an example, in the evening, at night, next morning. Okay, because you
Yes.
narrated a long incident, and whenever you
Yes,
narrate
ma'am.
longer incidents, it is always a great idea to give timeline. That's first thing. Secondly, we are a group of four friends. Okay, so we are four friends in circle. No, we are a group of four friends. Also, you can
Okay.
say we missed the train. Okay, so the word to use is miss the train. I think you said something, we could not catch the train. That is also fine. Or you can say we missed the train. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Rest the story was fine. Just add some emotions to it. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Lovely. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Shabir, are you there? Okay. I get it. Shanavas. All right, Shabir. Here you go.
Hello, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so today I'll start with the story of a teacher, okay, whom I'll not forget. Uh, should I start now? All right. Definitely, I'm gonna make a lot of mistake, but I think it will be okay. All right. It was year 2002. My father came to the home with a newspaper. Those days, matric result was published on used to published on newspapers. He was happy. The entire family was happy. They all are expecting me to get a good marks. Okay. I have tried to find out my number or at my roll number that with my result. Unfortunately, I didn't find. And it was clear that I have failed in matric. Complete family, everyone was broken just because of me. And that was the day I have decided to leave my academic qualification, my academic journey. Something I was thinking that I'm not able to continue this journey because the education is not for me. Maybe I'll go for something technical things, work somewhere like that. And that was my final decision that I'm not gonna continue this study from now and on. And the same time I joined somewhere to work. I was working, the day was passing, it was nearby 4 or 5 months left to next examination. And then family pressure built on me that you will have to continue your study. Okay, find out someone who can guide you thoroughly, so you will pass out this time. And still they were believing on me that yes, Subir, you can do that. Yes, it is okay once you have failed, but it can be. But I was not in a belief. I was not believing in myself that I can do that. But that moment, someone came into my life, a teacher, and the way he taught me, he gave me, he gave me the light, he gave me the future that should be nothing. No one can say that he is perfect, or no one, yeah, there's nothing like a fool person or a smart person. If you'll put yourself in a hard work, give some time, you can qualify. It was just 4 months with him, and I was able to understand things, especially science, math, and all those things. Because the examination where I failed in four subjects. So he showed me the path. He held my hand, took me to the journey of education, and that year I passed with second class. And from that moment till now, I never ever went back to that stage. Now I understood that yes, there's nothing like fool or smart. It's all about you. If you are ready to go, you can do that. The journey has taught me everyone is capable of doing something. You just need to find out the ways. So that's all about my story, ma'am.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay, so Shabir, so I really love the tone that you used. Okay, I really love the emotions that you put in. Okay, it reflected in your tone, it reflected when you said each word. It felt like you meant each word that was said. And for which you said, I'm ready to forgive grammatical errors as well. Okay, it was that
Yeah.
beautiful. Having said that, having said that, it's my duty to correct on behalf.
Exactly, exactly, ma'am. That's why we are here.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, I'm glad that you took this opportunity, Shabir, to talk. Why? Because I see there is a major scope of improvement in your tenses.
Mm.
Okay, and we are covering tenses today. So I'm very happy that you took this opportunity. Focus on the tenses. Okay. Also came home.
Mm.
Okay. Uh, and apart from that, whatever errors that you have made are mainly in tenses only, especially
Mm.
past tense. Okay.
Okay.
So there is a long list, and hence I'm not going to talk about each and every error. But yes, focus, pay attention when we do tenses today, and you should be good to go.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Most welcome. All the best. Okay, Anish, are you there? So I can accommodate one more person, post which we need to start with the agenda, today's agenda. And if there is any time left, I will give others an opportunity to talk. Anish, here is your invite.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Anish. I'm from Hyderabad. Thanks for the opportunity, man. Uh, so my topic is my an episode. It was during my school time. I used to have a fun, and there are three friends who called us Rishikesh, Yashashvi, and Nivas. We used to fun like we used to go school late, like it was nearby to my home, so I used to go late. Like usually starts at 8 a.m., so I used to go at 9 a.m. So I used to go get outside every day, and sometimes I used to go early, and even my friends are used to come late on that day also. So that time we used to make fun on those days. We used to go outside, go into the park, and ourselves and get back to the class and it was during the time at annual days. It was during the time when we had a great event in our school days. So it was fun actually. participated in many rounds like cricket, Coco, and so on, and won some of the awards. And it was a beautiful time on those days. So, no what's going on in their life right now. School remains always makes you happy in those days. So, with that said, I'm going to end this my speech.
All right. Thank you very much. So, just a few things. So, of course, because I'm not going to correct anyone, as a matter of fact, Anish, on the tenses part of it. Just one thing, I was at eighth class. No, I was in eighth class. Okay. So that's
Okay.
one
Yes,
thing
ma'am.
that, yeah, prepositions. Okay. Just focus on that as of now. Yeah. Thank you very much. All the best.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Most welcome. So, everybody, keep your hands raised. Post session, if we have some time left, we will continue our storytelling activity. For now, let's start the day with revision. Okay. So, what are the 4 parts of speech we learned yesterday? Let's quickly revise. Right. Let's first talk about verbs. Okay. So, what is a verb? Action word or state of being. Okay. What are the 2 different types of verbs that we learned? Yeah, first we looked at helping verbs and main verbs. Then we looked at regular and irregular. Okay. Or auxiliary and primary, whatever you want to use. Okay. So, what are primary verbs? Primary or main verb? Action words. Could you give me a few examples? Okay. So when we look at main verbs, how are they further divided into 2 parts? Could you tell me what are regular verbs? Right. Could you give me examples? State all 3 forms, like call, called, called. Yeah. Right. So any verb has 3 forms. Those 3 forms are first base, second, past, third, past participle. Lovely. Now moving on to auxiliary verbs. What are the few examples of auxiliary verbs? Very good. Now let's look at prepositions. What is a preposition? Basically the relationship between subject and object, or where the subject is placed or where the object is placed. Yes. For an example, I'm walking on the road. Yes. So what is the relationship between me and road? Is that I'm on the road. So what are the different prepositions of position that we looked at? Give a few examples. Right. What are the prepositions? What preposition we use to give exact time? What preposition we use for noon? At noon, not in. What preposition we use for afternoon? I'll see you in the afternoon. Not at, in the afternoon. Correct. What preposition we use for night? What preposition we use to talk about the duration or the year? Correct. In the year 1990, right? In. If you want to talk about a particular day, what preposition would you use? Right. If you want to describe a particular place or a particular street, then what preposition are you using? If you want to talk about that you are X particular country, then what preposition you use? Right. If you visit someone at the hospital, if you're hospitalized, fingers crossed, it should never happen. All right, great. On the bus, in the bus. On the bus, preferably. Yes, on the roof, on the rooftop. No, 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 no. You usually use preposition on when you are traveling by bus. I'm getting on the bus. That doesn't mean that you are on the rooftop. Okay. All right. So, what are the different preposition of movement that we learned? What is the meaning of into? Right. Correct. Yes. What is the meaning of off? When I say jump off the bed, jump off the planet. Which planet are you jumping off? Correct. You are basically moving out of it, okay, or moving away from that object. Okay, otherwise you looked at along, across, you looked at away from, as in far from, near to, okay, not far from, you looked at up, you looked at down, you looked at yes, along, you looked at through, okay, and you looked at onto as well. Yes, these are the few preposition of movement that you looked at. What are conjunctions? How do conjunctions help us? Give me a few examples of conjunctions. Right. Let's move on to adverbs. What are the different adverbs we looked at? Yes, describes verbs. What is the other use of an adverb? It describes another, or it modifies another adverb, and it modifies adjectives. Okay. Yeah. Too, few, many, very, okay, are the few adjectives that we looked sorry, adverbs that we looked at. Apart from that, we looked whenever we see a word that ends with ly, slowly, quickly, steadily, okay, fearlessly, then we know that this is an adverb. Okay, quietly, thank you very much. Okay, so what are the four pillars of storytelling? What is the methodology? First is you have to have a strong beginning. Then what do you do after you begin strongly? You narrate the incident. Then you talk about the action taken, and finally you list out the benefits. Okay, so this is how you tell a story. So does anyone have any questions for what it was covered yesterday? Okay, ready to start with the tenses? Yes, you have a pen and paper handy, you have your cup of tea handy, water handy. Yeah, okay, love it. So let me, so what are tenses? What is a tense? Someone said tense is something that gives you tension, it gets you tensed. So true it is. Right. So how is it that the sense of time is so important, or the tenses are so important? Correct. You know, as humans, something, and the only thing I would say rather we have, which we cannot gain once lost, is time. Rest, everything can come back, except life, of course. When life is gone, of course, time won't matter. But for your time on Earth or any other planets, if you decide to move, yeah, it all depends on Elon Musk now. So, yes, For that matter, what matters is time. And hence, when you speak, when you discuss, it is very important that the timelines are clear when you speak with someone in order to talk and deliver the right message. Yes, absolutely. All of you. Correct. So let me share my screen and discuss a little bit of literature. So yes, tenses. So the tense, the word, originally it comes from a Latin word, tempus. Okay. So basically, how is it that you can improve tense is understanding the rules and then constructing sentences. So mainly there are three tenses, past, present, and future. But ideally, how many tenses are there in English? 8. 12. Correct. There are 12 tenses in English grammar, and we are going to look at 10. Okay. Not all 12. We are going to look at 10 tenses here. So let's look at the first one, which is a simple present tense. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how you can use a particular tense, or when you can use a particular tense, how you would construct sentence in that particular tense. And when you know when to use the tense and how to construct a sentence in that particular tense, all you are left to do with is then practice the tense. Okay, so we'll do practice here as well, but you need to practice the same at home as well. Try constructing sentences. Okay, so basically, simple present tense is used to talk about habits, universal truths, recurring activities, or situations which do not change easily. Okay, for an example, I drink coffee, it's a habit. I work in India, it's a constant circumstance. Okay, and India is a diverse country, or London is a big city, is a truth, universal truth. It's not going to change that easily until and unless London further gets divided into 4 different cities, which the possibilities of happening which are very slim. Okay, so hence this is the way you can use simple present tense to talk about your habits. Okay, so what do you do, or what are your general habits? I wake up late every morning, simple present tense. I drink coffee twice a day, habit. I walk from my home to school, it's a recurring activity. The earth revolves around the sun, it's a truth, a universal truth. In Maharashtra is based in India, again a truth. Okay, so to talk about facts, truths, we use simple present tense. I'm 5 feet tall. Okay, again I'm using simple present tense. So basically, when you are describing your schedule to anyone, okay, what do you do from morning to evening, or what a usual day in your life looks like, you always end up using simple present tense. That's one. Secondly, you use simple present tense to give instructions, orders, directions. Please get me a glass of water. You need to walk 200 meters before you turn left, and there you see my home. You also use simple present tense to talk about future. However, these are fixed future arrangements. For an example, our next session is on Monday at 8 p.m. It's a fixed future arrangement. Your exam begins tomorrow at 9 a.m. Again, Simple present tense, a fixed arrangement. Okay? So, in order to express future time, the conjunctions that you use, okay, after, before, as soon as, until. He'll give it to you next Saturday when you come. Okay. So these are the three circumstances or three situations in which you use simple present tense. This tense is widely used in English, okay? And this tense is widely used because all the facts, all information about you, I'm a graduate, I'm a postgrad, I am an accountant, I am a trainer, to talk about anything, yourself, your family, your habits, your schedule, any truths, you use simple present tense. Are we very clear when we use simple present tense, the situation? Thank you, Ankit. I'm happy to hear that. Yes, everyone? Okay. I know. I know. But what we do is we learn with fun. So whenever there is an opportunity to have fun, we don't miss it, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So that's about simple present tense. Now, how do you construct sentences in simple present tense? Okay. Yes, one thing, be very careful that simple present tense is not used to express actions happening right now. I'm training. Okay, it's an event that is happening currently, and I never use simple present tense for that. Okay, so what tense can I use instead? Thank you, Ekta. So what tense can we use instead to talk about events happening now, currently? Like Ekta is enjoying my session. Very good. Present continuous tense. Thank you, Shanavas. Okay, so again, just to reiterate when to use to talk about habits, repeated events or actions, or general truths. And here are some more examples. He drinks tea at breakfast. We catch the bus every morning. Water freezes at 0 degrees. Yeah, the earth revolves around the sun. Her mother is Peruvian. My mother is Indian. Okay, and for any instructions or directions, okay, you take bus number 6 to Watney and then the number 10 to Bedford. Or for fixed arrangement, his mother arrives tomorrow, we meet on Monday. Okay, now this is very, very, very important. Okay, subject verb agreement rule. So whenever you are speaking in third person singular, so what do we mean by third person singular? What is the third person singular? Correct. He, she, it. Or even if I take he, she, its name. Okay. For an example, Ekta likes drinking coffee. Okay. So whether I take that person's name or that thing's name, or I use he, she, it as pronouns. Okay. As far as I'm using simple present tense, I would always use s or es. I'll always suffix my main verb. Okay, my main verb with s or es. I go to school, but he goes to school. Okay, I understand English, but she understands English. I drink coffee, but Esha drinks coffee. I I write novels, but Rahul writes novels. Okay, so that's something that we need to be careful of. With our main verb, we always need to use s or es. Yes, so that's one SVA rule we need to be careful of. So how do you construct or structure sentence in simple present tense? So you use subject. Okay, subject, which means, what are different subjects? What is a subject in a sentence? Yeah, all the pronouns or the name of the person, thing. Okay, so basically the one who is performing the action. Okay, so subject, auxiliary verb do, okay, and then main verb base plus s or es. Now whenever you say affirmative sentences, okay, that means when you affirm, when you say something, or when you announce something, you don't use auxiliary verb, not necessarily do. Okay, for an example, I drink coffee. Okay, so here I don't need to use the auxiliary verb do. However, if someone says that, oh, you drink coffee, I thought you don't, in that case I can say that no, I do drink coffee. Okay, so as far as affirmative sentences are concerned, I can either use do or not use do as an auxiliary verb depending on the situation. Then comes interrogative sentences. Now what are interrogative sentences? Interrogation means basically to ask questions. Okay, so all interrogative sentences in simple present tense begin with do. Do you like coffee? Do you like tea? Do you like to write? Do you prefer coming out with us? Do you prefer watching movies? Okay, do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like that dress? Okay, so basically, yes, do you sing, right? So basically, when you have interrogative sentences, you use to. And again, for third person, singular, does she like coffee? Does she sing? Does she like Indian food? Does she like that dress? Yeah, you use does for he, she, it. And lastly, for negative sentences. What do you mean by negative sentences? Correct. Yes. For negative sentences, what we use is do not. Correct. He does not drink coffee. I don't like coffee. Right? So basically, I use does not or do not, or I can use doesn't or don't. So I can contract it, okay, by for does not say doesn't, and for don't I say, sorry, for do not I say don't. And that's how I can contract it as well. Any questions with sentence structure and affirmative, interrogative, negative sentences. Crystal clear? Yeah, a quick thumbs up would do. Lovely. Thank you very much. So on that note, let's quickly do an exercise. We follow the same rule. When I give you a thumbs up, you answer the question. Until you see my thumbs up, you wait and do not put your answer in the chat box. No, Ekta, there is none as such. Okay, it depends on the flow in which you're speaking. So once you are through grammar, okay, and once you are through basic, when you do advanced English, uh, it is not about grammar then. It is about the flow, and you learn these things when you get into that flow. But of course, we don't have that kind of a time. Yes, and some people prefer using contractions. Some people do not prefer using contractions. If I want to emphasize, instead of saying don't do this, I would say do not do this, and it will have more emphasis. So as I said, it is more about the flow, the preference, and how I'm stressing. Yeah, most welcome. Okay, so the first one, I usually dash to school by bus. Did you see this? Patience, patience, patience. Okay, all right. So it was first, and hence I'm forgiving you. Okay. Yes, please. Do not answer unless you see a thumbs up. Okay. Please wait. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. They dash us often. Okay. Why visits? Is it third person singular? They. They is what? It is third person plural. Okay. Third person singular. He visits us often is correct, but they visit us often. Always refer to this chart. Where is it gone? I gave it to you yesterday, right? Or follow this rule. Okay. Only for third person singular, you use S or ES. For third person plural, first person singular, plural, second person singular, plural, it is only the base form. Are we clear? Yeah. Okay. Next one. You dash basketball once a week. You is what? Second person. Yeah. It it could be second person singular or plural. Never know. Okay. So here, what rule is applicable? What form of verb are you using? What form of verb? Second person singular. Base. Will do, Bhuvneshwari. Tom dash every day. Go. Wait. Wait before you respond, please. Tom works every day. Next, he always dash us funny stories. Do not answer. He always tells us funny stories. Next, she never dash me with that. Do not answer. You can now. All the best. She never helps. Okay. Martha and Kevin dash twice a week. Martha and Kevin, answer. Aishwarya. Martha and Kevin is third person. Martha and Kevin, third person. It becomes plural, right? Yes. They swim twice a week. In this club, people usually dash a lot. In this club, people usually answer. People is singular or plural? Plural. And hence, we use dance or dances. People usually dance a lot. Correct. Correct. Next, Linda dash of her sister. Wait, do not answer. Linda takes care, not take care, takes care of her sister. People, please wait. See, what happens is if one person answers, the others also get into a pressure of answering. Okay? So please just wait. I want others to get some time to think. Okay? And that's it. Next, John rarely dash the country. Do not answer. Go ahead. Perfect. He rarely leaves the country. We dash in the city most of the year. Do not answer right now. Okay. We live in the city most of the year. Laurie dash to Paris every Sunday. Do not just answer. Wait. Laurie travels to Paris every Sunday. I want Laurie to adopt me. Okay, next, 13th. I dash cookies twice a month. Do not answer. Wait. Okay. I bake cookies every or twice a month. You always dash me new things. Wait. Answer. Correcto. Next, she dashed the kids of the neighborhood. Hold on to your horses. Do not answer. Go ahead. Lovely. Thank you. Okay. So that's about simple present tense. Any questions? Now clear? When helps and when help? All clear? Like clinic all clear? That was lame. All right. Lovely. Okay. Ekta, 11:30. Would that be okay? Let's cover one. Let's finish present tense if possible. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Are you guys hungry? No, right? A little. Why don't you grab something? Like yesterday, someone was having KFC and enjoying the class apparently. So you fasting? Oh yes, Shabir, right? You must be. Yeah. Okay. So here's something that you would prepare and come back in the next session. So you can either talk about what do you do in a day, your schedule in simple present tense, or you can write about funny habits of yours or anybody around you. Okay, so you can do this activity, come back the next session, and we shall have some healthy, funny discussion. You have a screenshot? Yes. Okay. Moving on. What is the question about? What is the confusion about? If none, let's look at present continuous tense. Very easy, very friendly. Okay. It talks about the action happening now. I'm doing, I'm dancing, I'm studying, I'm crying. Okay. I'm eating, I'm not eating. And action that is scheduled for future. For an example, I'm working this Saturday, I'm working this Monday, I'm working tomorrow. At this time, I'm watching movie tomorrow. Okay, so basically, action that is scheduled for future, again a fixed arrangement. So, continuous tense is also known as progressive tense. Whether it is past, whether it is present or future. Okay, whenever you use continuous tense, what you use is ing. Okay, so simple is base form and ing suffix to it, and the auxiliary verb that you use to talk about present continuous tense are is, am, are. I am, you are, he, she, it is. Okay, so here are the sentences. Plus sign means affirmative sentences, negative means, sorry, minus sign means negative, and a question mark means interrogative sentences. So this is how you can structure. I am speaking to you, affirmative, and here what I'm using is am. Okay, so with pronoun I use the auxiliary verb am. With you, that is second person, singular or plural, I use are. And third person, singular, I use is. Yes, she is not staying in London. And is he watching television? You see, behind your main verb, or as far as your main verb is concerned, it is suffixed with I and G. I'm attending a session. I'm talking to you. Okay. Yes, it is about the task under progress or task which will be under progress at a particular time in future. I'm working tomorrow. Okay. Would you like to go to the movies tomorrow? Sorry, I'm working tomorrow. Yeah. So that's how you use present continuous or present progressive tense. Ready for some more activity? No, I will be working this Sunday is future continuous tense. Will is future. For present continuous, you say I am working this Sunday. Yeah, Bhuvneshwari? So basically, we have plethora of tenses and we can use I will be working tomorrow or I am working tomorrow. Both are fine. Okay, both are fine. So you can use different tenses to bring variety in your language, basically. Yeah, because language is all about how beautiful it sounds when you speak. Okay, yes, yes, I'm working on this Sunday, correct, and that's present continuous tense. Clear? Then let's jump into some activity. Okay, do not answer. She dash to office every day. Go ahead. Mm-mm. Present continuous. Uh-uh. Are you sure? Are you sure? So which tense is appropriate here? Is it a habit or is it an activity happening now? Think about it. Yes. Right. And hence, what would you use? It's a habit, it's a daily action. Okay, and hence it is she walks to office every day. And hence I want you to take time to answer. Okay. At the moment, I am dash dinner. Wait. Answer. Why? Why cooking? Because there is am. And also it says at the moment. Okay? It says at the moment. Next, he dash the paper every weekday. Answer. Why? Why reads? Because it is a regular activity. Okay. At present, I am dash for work. Do not answer just yet. Okay. At present, I am looking for work. Somebody said something. Third person singular with S and ES. Manoj. Okay. Next. She always dash correctly. Do not put answers. You can answer now. She always answers correctly. A repeated action. Next. Just now, we dash the cleaning. Answer now. Where is my auxiliary verb? Did नहीं आएगा शबीर. I want a proper answer with my helping verb. You tell me what auxiliary verb I use with we. Why would you use verb, Vipul? We are still in present continuous. Correct. So, hence I say, have patience, reflect, think before answering. Just now, we are doing the cleaning. Thank you. We are dash right now. Hold on, do not answer. Okay. What are you doing? You are studying right now. They dash to Shimla every summer. They answer. Anish. How is it travels? How is it travels? Is they singular or plural? So how can I say travels? So they travel to Shimla every summer. No, you don't need to apologize for answering wrong. But if you haven't understood the concept, you may probably ask me questions. Next, I dash to the radio. There could be two answers to this, and you may answer both now. So, what is the meaning? What does it mean when I say I'm listening to the radio? Currently listening. And when I say I listen to the radio, it's a habit. I usually listen to the. Yes, absolutely, Vignesh. Present continuous tense, main verb is always suffixed with ing. Always. I am writing, I am talking, I am listening, which means I'm doing it right now. Okay. And last, you dash never late. Answer. You dash never late. हमने सीखा ही नहीं मानस. Have been. Why being? Have I taught you being? In anywhere. Anywhere. Does it say being? To be is are. You are never late. Okay. She is never late. They are always late. Okay. You are never late. Okay. Now, let's take a quick break. It is so we'll meet at 45. No, not 45. 41. Okay. Let's meet at 41 past 11. Okay. All right. Enjoy your break, everyone. Hello everyone. Are we back? Vipul, ideally, just now means right now. If you want to say that you have just finished something, then you use present perfect tense. Welcome back, everyone. Let me see a few thumbs up. See how many of us are here. Others, okay, Prashant. Okay, let's just wait for another minute. So, all my hungry people, are you well fed now? Good. So, we had around 70 odd people. Right now, I see 53. Can we take the count once again, please? Yes, I was looking forward to take the count. So, the ones who are here, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, nevertheless, let's commence. So we looked at simple present and present continuous tenses. Do we have any doubts there? Do you have any questions in those two tenses, or all goods? All goods? Lovely. Then let's move on to present perfect tense. So let's see when we can use, under what circumstances or situations we can use present perfect tense. So present perfect tense is used under three conditions. First, when you talk about your experience. For an example, I have visited Canada. I have worked in Australia. I have lived in several cities in India. Or when you talk about a change. For an example, something was not there till yesterday, till last week, till last month, and then you either purchased it or something happened during that time. So something has changed. And when you want to talk about that change, you again use present perfect tense. And lastly, if you are in a continuing situation. For an example, I have worked here since 2021. Okay, again I can use present continuous tense and say that I am working here since 2021, and that also would be grammatically correct. So as I said, you have a freedom to choose which tense you wish to use. Okay, so under three situations, and those three circumstances or situations are: A, experience. To talk about your experience, you would always use present perfect tense. And to talk about something that has changed, for an example, I have got my results. Okay, and that is present perfect tense, which means I did not have my results until yesterday or until half an hour ago, but now I have got my results. Okay, and that is present perfect tense. And finally, continuing situation: I have worked here since, I have studied here since, I have been with this team since. Okay, that's when you use present perfect tense. Any doubts about the application of this tense? No. Ekta, raining is a continuous. Raining is a continuous tense. Yeah. Okay. So yes, any questions regarding the application? You can definitely use this, Ekta, in present perfect continuous. Okay, and I'll tell you how later. Which part of it, Navneet? Excuse me. So basically, present perfect tense is used in three conditions when you're talking about something that you have experienced. For an example, I have seen the zoo. I have been in that country. I have experienced his rudeness. Okay, so something that you have seen, you have been through, you have experienced that, something that has changed. Okay, again, you can use present perfect tense and for a continuing situation. To get more clarity, okay, to get more clarity, we will look at the sentence structure. So again, here are the situations: an action or situation that started in the past and continues in the present. For an example, I have lived in India since my birth. Yeah, and it means that I still live in India. Okay, a repeated action with an unspecified time period. For an example, I have visited Taj Mahal several times, or we have visited the Taj Mahal several times. Or the action that has just been completed. Okay, for an example, I have just finished my dinner. So someone was asking me a question: what about the action that has just been completed? And finally, an action when the time is not important. For an example, he has read War and Peace. Again, experience: I have studied, I have read, I have met. Yeah, when does not matter. Okay, so these are just example. Absolutely. But Daljit, pursuing is which tense? Yes, Ekta, that's correct. I have done PhD in physics. Correct. So pursuing is Daljit continuous tense, which means you're currently pursuing, you're currently studying. If you want to say that you have finished studying, that's when you use present perfect tense. For an example, I have studied XYZ. Okay. I have just finished breakfast. Correct. Okay. So let's look at the sentence structure. You use subject, you use auxiliary verb, and auxiliary verb is either have or has. Have is for first person, second person, singular and plural, and for third person plural. Wherein has is used for third person singular. So I have, you have, we have, they have, but he, she, it has. Okay, she has been through a lot. Yeah, I have been in her place. Okay, so he, she, it has, I, we, you, they have. That's auxiliary verb. And then you add main verb. Your main verb here, and always in perfect tenses, remember this, whether it is present perfect or past perfect, your main verb will always be in its third form, which is past participle. Here are the examples. Please go through it. If you have any questions, you may ask me. Correct, Bharat. Any questions with the sentence structure? It is very important that you all go through the file that I shared with you yesterday. Okay, it is very important that you know which is the past participle form of which verb in order to use correct grammar. Okay, here any questions? I have seen Economic Times. I have watched XYZ movie. I have visited XYZ zoo. Yeah, I have been to XYZ country. She has not been to XYZ country. She has not read XYZ book. Have you finished your meal? Has she finished the studies? Yes, correct. I have completed my engineering in the year 2016. Correct, Ekta. With third person singular, you use has as an auxiliary verb, but you must use auxiliary verb. Has she finished? Have you finished? She has finished. He has finished. I have finished. Clear? No, Ankit. Ideally, I am studying here since last week because you still are. Clear? Action is continuing for you. Right. They have and he has. Would you all like to construct one sentence each and put in the chat box? I'm happy to review it for you. I'll give you a minute to do so. No, Bharat. Here, you use present perfect continuous tense. Okay. Or I'm appreciated for my work. Or you can say I have been appreciated for my work. This is I have an experience of 3 years. Is what tense, Vignesh? Yes, perfect. Yeah, lovely. Right, Ekta. Yes, correct, Shivam. Yes, Sasun. Lovely. Right. Yes. Just one thing, Vipul, when you say it's, you use a contraction like this. It's been. Okay, that means it has been 3 years. Or you simply say it has. Correct. So, since we were talking about contractions, here are the contractions. I have, you have, he has, she has, it has. Okay. John has, so John's. The car has, the cars. The car, the cars. We have, they have. Okay. So this is how you can use contractions if you are someone who is fond of using it. So take a snapshot, go through it. If you have any questions, you may ask me. Done? Not he is. No, it can be both he is and he has. Okay. It's also it is and it has both. So when you read the sentence, you have to identify whether the sentence is in present continuous or present perfect tense. That's the discretion you need to make. So for an example, he is not working. Okay, so as soon as you see not working, you know that you have to read he is, versus he has not worked. So as soon as you see worked, you know you have to read he has not worked. Make sense? Yes, it is a little confusing to begin with, but we get used to it. Clear? More questions? Yeah, he is working hard. He has worked hard. And for both, we use he is, like this, as a contraction. What's not clear, Vipul? Could you ask your question, please? Okay, all right. Shabir, he has been working hard is present perfect continuous tense. Whenever you see has been working, it is A, has, which means present, then you use been, which means perfect, and then you use working, ing, which means continuous. Correct? Okay, we are doing present perfect tense. Don't go to present perfect continuous as of now. Okay, any questions here? Present perfect. So let's move on to Shabir's favorite, present perfect continuous tense. Okay, so present perfect continuous tense has two main actions, okay, or two main applications. One, when the action has been recently ceased, okay, which means it's just got over. For an example, you usually use it for cause and effect, like I am exhausted now. So that's the effect. And why are you exhausted now? Because I have been running. So I have been running is present perfect continuous tense. Why is the grass moist right now? Effect, because it is raining outside, or it has been raining outside. Next, you don't get it now because you don't understand it because you have not been paying attention. Okay, so the action has just got over, it has just finished, and I am talking about cause and effect. Yeah, so that's one situation. The other condition is that action is still continuing right now. For an example, like how Shabir said, he has been working hard. That means he was working hard and he still is working hard. I have been reading for 2 hours. I have been studying since 9 o'clock and we are still studying now. How long have you been learning English? That means you started in the past and the action is still continuing. So, since when it is continuing, and we have not been smoking, and we are not even smoking now. So, two conditions: action just got over, completed, or ceased, and second is Action started somewhere in the past and it is still continuing even now. That's when I use present perfect continuous tense. Question. What is that, Shabir? Yes, Neeraja. Correct. It is subject plus have, has, okay, plus main verb, yes, and after have, has, been, okay. So you have two auxiliary verbs, subject plus have, has, plus been, and plus main verb with ing. Here are a few examples. Please go through the examples. Should you have any questions, post it in the chat box. Any questions? So positive, I have been waiting for an hour. Okay, it has not been raining. Negative, we have not been smoking, we have not been playing, we have not been paying attention. Have you seen her? Has she been here? So again, for first person, second person, singular, plural, we use have, and for third person, singular only, we use has. Question with the structure. I have been listening for 2 hours. Okay, whenever you use have and you're using ing, you have to use been. I have been talking for 2 hours. I have been studying for 2 hours. Yeah, and that leads me to the point wherein, has she been taking her medicines? Very good. Yes, Ekta. Oh, Aradhya, that's too much of eating. Yeah. So here there are two things now. When do you use for and when do you use since? Correct? So you use for when you are talking about a particular a duration. For an example, for 2 hours, for a week, okay, for a month, okay, for 15 days. But whenever you talk about a particular time, okay, an exact time, for an example, I have been talking since 10 a.m. Okay, so that's when I use since. I use for to talk about duration, but when I'm indicating exact time, I would always use since. Right. I have been working on this since yesterday, versus I have been working on it for the last 2 days. Yes, we have been laughing for an hour, or we have been laughing since 11 o'clock. Okay, so this is how you use for and since. Questions? Others? Okay, ready for some activities, exercises? Yes. Okay. As we follow the code, we will not answer. We are going to first read the question, evaluate it, and on my go ahead, we shall answer. Are we clear? Yes. We are a smart bunch of audience. Okay. So you can either use present perfect or present perfect continuous, whichever is applicable. Sometimes, in certain situations, both might be applicable. So you have to explain me how, okay, and where exactly. So the first one, we dash them for a game of poker. Do not answer. Okay, now, uh-uh, no, Daljit, we are not using present continuous tense. We are using present perfect or perfect continuous. And here the correct answer is we have challenged them for a game of poker. Clear? Yes, have challenged. Next, we dash the eggs. We dash the eggs. Answer. Very good. We have fried the eggs, which means हमने अंडे फ्राई कर रखे हैं. The other option is we have been frying the eggs, which means हम अंडे फ्राई कर रहे हैं काफी टाइम से और अभी भी चल रहा है. Okay, so what have you been doing? We have been frying the eggs. Okay, next, you dash very well today. Answer. You have performed very well today. uh, Ideally we won't say you have been performing very well today, because you have been performing is usually used for a long period of time. For an example, you have been performing very well this year. Okay, but when you want to talk about shorter duration, you would always say you have performed very well today. Next, they dash a rare species of cat on the hillside. Use present perfect only. Answer. Correct. They have spotted is the answer. Very good. Next, the tailor dash the expensive cloth. Again, use present perfect only. Do not answer right now. Answer now. Very good. The tailor has cut. We dash the match. Present perfect. Do not answer. Now, yes, perfect. Next, you dash to send me your email ID. Use present perfect continuous here. Do not answer right now. Okay, you may answer now. I said present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous, everyone. You have been forgetting. मतलब कि मैं काफ़ी टाइम से it's been a long time since I am asking you to send your details and you have been forgetting. मतलब कि काफ़ी टाइम से ये चलता आ रहा है. Versus when I say you have forgotten to send me your details, which means that maybe I requested it just yesterday or this morning and you forgot it. Okay, and that's the difference. So if it has been going for a duration or a period long time and it is still happening, you have been forgetting. Next, we dash fresh jasmines to Dubai this year. Present perfect. Don't answer just yet. Now, fly. What is the past tense of fly? And what is the past participle? Correct. Flown. Yeah. No, not flew. Flew is past and past participle is flown. So we have flown fresh jasmines to Dubai this year. Next, you dash presents all through the festive season. You have dash presents all through the festive season. Present perfect continuous. Answer. Very good. You have been buying presents. Next, we dash here since last December. Use present perfect continuous. Answer. Correct. We have been living. Next, he dash cricket since morning. Which tense will be applicable here? I want you to tell me which tense is applicable here. Correct. The activity is still continuing, and hence you would use present perfect continuous. He has been. Have nahi aayega. It is he, she, it, third person singular. He has been practicing cricket since morning. We dash all day for you and we are still waiting. Which tense is applicable? We have been waiting. Correct. Please go through the rules. Okay. When to use has and when to use have, okay, is something that it should come out to you naturally. Okay, you know the rules now, so don't be in hurry to answer, but rather right now focus on being speaking grammatically correct sentences, and gradually you can work on your fluency. Okay, and this is how the process works. You first focus on being correct, and gradually you start focusing on fluency. Questions as far as present tense is concerned? So we looked at four types of present tense. What are those? Simple present. Next. Present continuous. Present perfect. And present perfect continuous. Okay, lovely. Now we move on to past tense. Okay, simple past tense, like simple present tense, even simple past tense is extensively used, especially to tell stories. Okay, so you use simple past tense to tell stories or to talk about an event that has happened in the past, wherein you need not necessarily mention at what moment in the past a particular activity happened. So basically, the simple past tense refers to a finished action that occurred in the past where duration and time is not important. Okay, and the the activity or action could have taken place in the near or distant past, which does not matter. For an example, John sailed to America in 1498. Uh, he lived in Fiji in 1976. We crossed the channel yesterday. I played football with them last week. Okay, and for how long does not matter. Duration does not matter. Okay, that's when we use simple past tense. All the stories are told in simple past tense. All the incidences are narrated in past tense. Okay, uh, if you want to talk about what someone did in the past, again you usually use simple past tense. So a frequency, to talk about frequency. For an example, in the past, if you did something frequently as a habit, okay, or sometimes or always or rarely, okay, you always use simple past tense. For an example, I rarely went to see that person. I often carried my lunch to office. or a definite point in time. For an example, when I was a child, when I was a teenager, 6 weeks ago, last week, last month, last year, last decade, okay? Or an indefinite point, ages ago, a long time ago. Yeah? You listen to all the stories. Once upon a time, a long, long, long time ago, there lived. Yeah? The other day, when I was shopping, I met XYZ person. Yeah? So basically, an indefinite point in the past. So this is how you make use of simple past tense. Questions on usage and when to use? Hello, people. Are we there? Give me some thumbs up. Correct. You basically use it to talk about events in the past. Yeah? All right. So here is the sentence structure. It is simple. So in simple present tense, you use do. Here in simple past tense, you use did. And what you use is second form of your main verb. Okay, for an example, I cooked, I danced, we went, we looked, we did not. Now, whenever you use did, okay, whenever you use did, then your main verb will change its form to first or second, first or second, present, correct, first form. Okay, I, so don't use present, say first form. Okay, I did not cook, I cooked, I did not cook. Did you study? Yes, I studied. Okay, so whenever you used it, the form will change to, the main verb will change its form to the first form or the base form. That's the only thing you need to remember. That's why you never say, I did not cook. And that's the very common error that people make while using simple past tense, is that they use did and then they use second form of main verb. And that's the error we need to avoid. Are we clear? Please go through this. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Questions? Something interesting story as in past tense? Yeah, all the stories are usually told in past tense. Of course, you can use variations. Okay, you can definitely use variations, but they are usually told in past and past continuous tense. Okay, so how about the auxiliary verbs? Okay, so first person, second person, third person. I, he, she, it was. Okay. You, we, they were. I was, he was, she was, it was. You were, we were, they were. Okay. Have simply goes as had for all the pronouns, and do simply goes to did. There are no variations. The only variation in is in its be form, which is which shifts between was and were. Okay, clear? So let's practice some of simple past tense. I want you to read the first one, okay? And when I give a go ahead, that's when you answer. First, read the sentence. Answer. Correct. Dan left very early today. All right, moving on to second one. Please read. Do not answer right now. Answer. The past is for buy is bought. Okay. Sam and Sue bought a new house. Next one. Answer. Visited. Correct. Please don't go further. We are doing sentence 3. Okay. I visited Germany previous week. Fourth, you played very well, since someone has already answered. Okay, now read the fifth. Do not answer. Okay, now right. Found. They found this book on their trip to Italy. Number 6. Do not answer. And now correct. I baked this cake for myself. 7th, Answer. Correct. We opened the store in 1987. All right, eighth one. Okay, your response? Excellent. The rain finally stopped and we went home. Ninth. Your response? She planned to come, but she had some problems. Next. And your response? Correct. Kate had a big house, but she sold it. Next, Rose. Answer. Was very thin. And if it was they, then they were very busy. You dash at work yesterday morning. Answer. You were at work yesterday morning. We dash New York was in England. We answer. Thought New York was in England. They dash this from their trip. They brought. Very good. Next, she always dash in the summer. Answer. She always danced in the summer. I'm happy we have pretty much grasped the context. Okay, so moving on to next one, which is past continuous tense. Now here, very easy concept. Like present continuous tense, it talks about work going on right now. Past continuous tense talks about the work that was going on at a particular moment in the past. That's it. I was watching television when you called last night. I was having my lunch when she called me for a meeting. What were you doing yesterday at night? I was playing with my friends. Okay? So basically, at particular moment in the past or at a particular duration in the past, what was going on is expressed with the help of past continuous tense. Now, what do we use as far as the sentence structure is concerned? Again, easy. Subject. We use was or were. Was is used for I and he, she, it, was, and were is used for all the other speakers or all the other persons. And finally, like in present continuous tense, in the past continuous as well, we have main verb which is conjugated with ing. Simple, easy, lemon squeezy, right? Yeah. We are quickly going to look at a few sentences. And if you have any questions, you may ask me. Any queries, doubts? So I was watching television. You were working hard. I know you were working hard last year. Okay. He, she, it was not helping Mary. Okay. We were not joking. We were not kidding. We were not dancing. We were not being silly. You were being silly. Okay. And were you being silly? Were they playing football yesterday evening? Okay. So this is how you basically construct or you build sentences in past continuous tense. Very easy, a particular moment or duration in the past. That's it. Subject, auxiliary verb, was, were. Was is for. When do you use was? Singular. No, not with you. With I and he, she, it. And otherwise you use you were, they were. Okay. And as far as main verb is concerned, what do you do with it? Main verb will be in which form? Base suffixed with ing. Always mention complete information. Base plus ing. Not verb, but base. Okay, base form plus ing. Work plus ing, working. Okay, was working, I was working. Were working, you were working. Okay, so let's quickly do an exercise. First question, please read, do not answer. Okay, you may answer now. We were preparing for the examination. Next, answer. Correct. Were you eating supper when the phone rang? Third, do not answer. Now, Bhuvneshwari, he was falling asleep, okay, by the time the party was over. Number 4, they were putting, correct, their books away when the teacher arrived. Number 5, please do not answer. Yes, answer. You were not following the lesson. Correct. Next, answer. Correct. Was the baby making too much of noise? Making. Correct. Lovely. So I think we are pretty much thorough with the concept, unless you have any questions. So simple past and past continuous. Any questions? That's definitely Daljit, yes. We need to practice. And I remember on the first day of session, I gave you a few links. Okay. Go to those links, practice, sit at home and build sentences, construct sentences on the various tenses that you've learned today. And that should help you immensely. Practice is something that we need to. Once the concepts are clear, practice is required, definitely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Past perfect tense. Okay. So basically, past perfect tense talks about the past in the past. Okay. Yes. So has anyone watched? Or what are you trying to say, Ankit? I have worked yesterday is fine. Okay. Which tense is that? Can you tell me? And I was working yesterday. So I was working yesterday is past continuous tense. Okay. And I have worked yesterday is present perfect tense. Okay. So both the tenses are different. I was worked nahi aayega. I was working aayega. So basically, here it talks about an event. So something happened in the past and what happened before that in the past. Okay. So two events usually are mentioned. For an example, we arrived around 9:15 a.m. after the train left at 9 a.m. So, which tense is this? We arrived at around 9:15 a.m. Which tense is that? The first half of the sentence? Correct. Simple past tense. No, simple past tense it is. We arrived. Now the latter part says the train had already left when we arrived. So here you see had and left. So when you see this and then you see this, okay, that's when you know it is in the past perfect tense. Excuse me, please. Okay. Now, in which tense is this part of sentence? I wasn't hungry. But which past? Simple past. Okay. So here we are talking about past in the past. Okay. Why wasn't I hungry? Because I had just eaten. Okay. So now which tense is this? Had eaten. Had eaten. Past perfect. You see, in present perfect we use have and third form of verb. Correct? And in past perfect, what you're doing is you're using had and the third form of verb. Eat, ate, eaten. Okay. Is it making sense now, everyone? Yes? Lovely. They were hungry. What tense is this? They were hungry. Simple past. Very good. Why were they hungry? Because they had not eaten in 5 hours or for 5 hours. Okay. Had eaten again. I didn't know who he was. Didn't know. Which tense is this? Correct. Simple past. Because I see did and then I see base. Okay. Why I didn't know him? Because I had never seen. Okay. What are the three forms of seen? What are the three forms of seen? No, see, saw. We used to play in childhood. See, saw, see, saw. See, saw, seen. Okay. Yes, correct. Okay. So, why? Because I had never seen him before. So, had plus seen makes past perfect. Okay. And have plus seen will make which tense? I have never met him or I have never seen him. Then what tense would that be? Have seen? Come on, prompt response. Present perfect, thank you. And had seen? Past perfect. Yes, correct. So you see my screen, okay? Is it too confused? Too confusing here. This part is present perfect because it has have, and this one here it says past, and I can understand that question, Ekta, because my handwritings are so beautiful. So yes, have seen, present perfect, had seen, past perfect. Make sense now? I'm scribbling. Yeah. Okay. Are we good with this? Past perfect? Cool. So here is the sentence structure. Could you give me the sentence structure for past perfect, please? Use the chat box. So I'd have subject. Where are you going? I would have subject plus subject plus auxiliary verb. What would be the auxiliary verb that I'm using? Had, then main verb in which form? Three, okay, which is past participle, and then finally object. Okay, so subject, I had worked hard for this project. Okay, I had finished my work. You had stopped before me. So you talk about past in the past. Correct. She had seen this picture. Very good. Subject, auxiliary verb had, V3 plus object. Very good, Anish, Bhuvneshwari. Proud of you guys. Yeah? Are we clear? Correct. We had worked hard for it. No. I was told. Correct. All right. Moving on. Let's quickly do exercise and then I'll leave you all. So 5 minutes. Are we okay with it? Yes? Okay. So the first one. I dash the proposal carefully. Answer. I had considered. Next, they dash not dash a holiday in a long time. Answer. Not have. Not have. Correct. They had not had. Okay. It is totally okay if had comes together twice. I had told him. Okay, I had told him, or they had not had a holiday in a very long time. Next, I dash not dash her in the last 3 years. Answer. Have, Esha. Past perfect, my dear. For past perfect, you will not use have. You would use had. Had not seen her. Correct. Next, she dashed her way in the woods. Answer. She had lost her way in the woods. Dash you dash to meet him. Answer. Had you planned to meet him? And last, I dash not dash the story. Answer. I had not forgotten the story. Lovely. So, on that note, we are left with one type of past tense, and we'll be covering two future tenses, which will be covered in like 5 minutes. So, we'll do that in the next session, which happens to be on Monday. So, you can have a great weekend starting now. But before that, do you have any questions for me? No, with an exclamation mark, Prem. Yes, tomorrow is a holiday. No, it's Easter. Yes, I give you the assignment. You talk about your schedule or what do you do in a day, and or you would write about funny habits of others or yourself. Whatever. Good at what, Shabir? Matter of practice, Shabir? Matter of practice. The more you practice, the faster you gain the knowledge. Yes, Sunday's a holiday. Yes, Ekta. See, again, I emphasize on the fact that it doesn't matter. What matters is, does it sound correct? No, dear. No, Prem. Not that I'm aware of. Yes. Any questions? All right. In that case, you all have a wonderful Saturday and enjoy rest of your Sunday as well. And I shall see you on Monday evening, not morning. Okay? So do practice. And if you have any questions, we can definitely discuss those on Monday as well. Manoj, everything is provided on dashboard. You have all the content. Bye bye, Prem. Thank you, Esha. Bye bye, Shabir. Take care, Rahul. Thank you very much for staying back and joining in on Saturday morning. I know it's tough, but we did it anyway. Yeah? So thank you so much. Good day. Bye bye. Most welcome, Nana. Bye for now. Most welcome, Aradhya.